of goo goblin is that?
What are we doing, Dad?
I knew you was gonna ask me that.
What are we doing today?
Well, we're gonna work on a Dana 60. Try to get ready to roll. Gotta put the new lug studs in her. Gotta move the spring perches. Put the brakes and all that good stuff on it.
Well, we got to move the spring perches back to where they were originally.
Right.
So we got brand new spring perches from Mopar. Because this is an original 68 Dana 60 out of a GTX. And the perches have been cut off and moved outward for a later model Charger. So new perches, cut those off, put these where they're supposed to be. And they will fit Jezebel, because that's what this rear end is for. This is an early 29 spline Dana, which is, in my opinion, better. So, you know, we're going to get a little camera rolling. We're going to put these lug studs in off camera, because that's boring as hell. You want me to help you, Dad?
Yeah.
The best free toolbox in the world. All the drawers get stuck because of those little aluminum dividers. Yeah. We're going to put some washers on these, get these babies sucked in. They won't come out. I was kind of happy to keep the I was gonna be happy to keep the left-handed thread, but someone's already changed them out, so that sucks. So I had to buy more lug nuts. Yeah, this is all rebuilt inside. I got the chrome cover on because don't want to hurt the gold anodized aluminum cover. So I guess you guys will see every step of the way of getting these cut off, moved back, and getting the axles put in permanently, building the brakes out, and getting it ready for Jezebel. You don't need all five. I mean, if you're technically going to be serious about drag racing, you really only need 3. You know, all those guys get into the grams of their piston weight and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, what about your lug nuts and shit?
Unsprung weight.
Yeah, this is rotating mass we're dealing with now.
I mean, your wheel falls and goes past you. If your wheel passes the finish line first, you still win the race.
That is, I guess, I don't know if that's really the way it works or the way you want it to work, but okay. Studs put in. Well, except for 2. Kept 2 of the original ones. I trust those more than I trust these brand new ones. But these are original Dana 60 29 spline axles. I don't care what scientists and fancy people with education say, Dad. I would rather have coarse spline over fine spline.
Yeah, me too.
Why would the good Dana 6 or the good 18 spline race Hemi transmission 4-speed have 18 splines, in the street version for the low end cars have 23?
The heavier spline will hold the torque better, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd rather have big, thick splines on this here. Oh God, I went dumb on me. I went dumb on these axles. I'd rather have this than a bunch of tiny little pussy teeth.
All I know one thing is I've stripped off way more fine threaded nuts than I have coarse threaded nuts.
Yeah.
I work on rock crushers every day. So that's just what I know.
And we want beef on this rear end.
Yeah.
There's no sense in having a Dana 60. It's just going to break.
Probably twist the axle before it takes some spline.
Yeah. It ain't going to take them splines. But you can't buy axles in the 29 spline. You can't buy posi units, track lock, sure grip, whatever you want to call it. You can't buy anything for this. So I luckily have a spare track lock unit that's 29 spline for this. That's 68 and back, I believe. 69, I think they went to the 30 spline or 70. Or the 35 spline or whatever. To the girly unit. So
let's get this moved into position and cut these old ones off.
let's do so. Enjoy. I'm gonna go take care of an injury on my finger because apparently Dana 60's not. So, quick update. Dad's been polishing these just the way he wants them. That way these perches will fit right in between these factory welds, and did a good job there. We know center to center, these perches had to be 44 inches across. And I need to correct myself. These splines are 23 spline, which only went to 69, and then they went to a 35 spline axle. My camera won't focus. So we're going to get these babies tacked on, and hopefully it'll be as square as possible. You hope so, Dad?
You only hope.
Only hope. So, there we go. To show that we're not complete hacks, we are getting ready to set up the pinion angle roughly. Getting these perches aligned just right. So that way the rear end kicks up just a little bit so we have the correct pitch. Dad had this nifty idea to use our engine hoist. Surprisingly, these Stanley plastic, I'm out of words. These sawhorses haven't gave out holding that Dana up, which is amazing.
What kind of goo goblin is that? Look at them skulls. Look at them skulls.
That's a trademark term from my dad, skull.
Look at them skulls.
So we just got these new spring perches welded on. I did. Dad sat there and ran the little camera. But they measure exactly from center to center, 44 inches, which is what this is supposed to have. And we got some pretty welds. We're going back over with the good camera.
Okay.
Some good scalds. And as Dad said, what'd you say about the weld quality?
Pretty good skull.
Over the factory.
Oh, it's about 3 times what the factory had on it.
Factory was kind of
This little bead, that's all it takes. You got U-bolts holding everything down. All you're doing is putting it in place.
Well, last thing I want is something to go wrong. Even my 4-speed tranny mount over there had itty bitty baby welds, but of course the factory didn't care about your safety. They were just all about the bottom line, the dollar amount.
Oh, it's going going down the assembly line.
Yep.
Put her down the line.
So yeah, get ready to paint it. Have it. Those are burned on. Everything's black again. That's how it's supposed to be. Paint will dry to a semi-gloss. The next portion of this, we're going to be getting everything where it's pretty much ready to drop in. So these are our 11-inch drums that go to the Dana 60, which have been painted blue in the past, which is kind of cool. Because brake drums on Jezebel on its 8 1/4 are already blue. We're going to paint all this stuff black and then silver. The silver looks pretty cool behind the wheel. Not like godly red. I made a mistake when I painted the satellites drums. I made them red and ooh, it's bad. So we're going to get those cleaned up and painted. I ain't going to bore you with that footage. And these are our backing plates with all of our hardware. Got all brand new stuff for those. So going to get those cleaned up. Get everything painted, sitting. I got now we're at this part of the stage where Dad got the glorious job of scraping old gasket material off while I painted over the old rust and grease and dirt on the backing plates because those don't matter. What matters is the horribly painted drums that you see behind the wheels.
They look brand new.
I do. But this is the axle flange. Once that's cleaned off nice and clean, which kind of redundant, but put one gasket here, then your backing plate goes up against it, and then I like to put a gasket then on top of that, and then your axle slides in and you're done. But we're going to build out these new brakes and everything because that is important to have some kind of brake. And Jezebel's rocking 4 small inch drums, but now she'll have 2 11-inch drums with the big ones, and disc brakes on the front, but they'll all be manual because power stuff is stupid. So hope you enjoy. So we got these just temporary bolted on. We're going to get to work replacing the drums. Do you want to film the drum brake rebuild, Dad? I'd love to show you guys that. I really don't feel like filming that. There's plenty of videos on YouTube to go watch how to rebuild drum brakes. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's pretty straightforward. You just take everything apart, put it back how you found it. And if you ain't got the parts, and look it up on the internet. Now we'll show you our gasket sealer we use. It's called Loctite 515 Gasket Eliminator Flange Sealant. It's purple, and that shit works good. And it tastes kind of cool, too. It don't taste like death. But when I tightened all these down, it punched out right through here. And that wouldn't be a big deal because that shit don't get hard with the shit in there. It only gets hard when it's compressed like it is now. And there's that side done. Drum brake rebuilds kind of suck. I forgot about it. We had one little clip that fought us, and it's long gone. It's one of these. That little horseshoe bastard that holds the emergency brake cable. That guy can go to hell. But this side's all done. Axle's in. This is the non-adjustable side. I figure I'll probably show how to adjust these axles on the other side. On the passenger side, actually it's a short side axle. You have this weird looking castle deal, and you can adjust. I'm guessing it'd be considered the bearing preload.
Yep.
And I've done it on my satellite before, but you have a special little locking pin that holds it in adjustment and it won't focus on it, and nut special to this side. And that's what keeps this thing from coming undone and unwinding and then throwing your shit all out of adjustment. Because if I could grab a hold of this axle and show you, there's quite a bit of play in it. But Oh, well, there's a little bit there. But the drum's on, so that'll probably come back off for the adjustment. So I'll show you the adjustment when we get there. This is the adjuster that goes on the passenger side. So here's your flange that bolts up to the axle. You see those threads there. You'll turn this clockwise or counterclockwise to set your bearing preload. See, it moves. This thing was actually froze up really bad, and we had to free it up. It was a pain in the ass. Isn't that right, Dad?
Well, heat goes a long ways.
Well, and then another good reason why you don't use fucking silicone in your shit, especially something like this, that silicone was gummed up inside those threads and locked it solid. So if you even start thinking about using silicone in places like this, where all you need is a gasket or a good gasket sealer like this shit that won't ruin it, you should just stop what you're doing. So we're going to get this on here, get this bearing preload set, and then I'll show you just how much you want on your preload. My camera's pissing me off. So we finally got the adjuster where we needed it, and Dad showed them how much play they're supposed to be.
It's very little.
A tiny amount. You can't even detect it on camera.
You can feel it in your fingers.
Yeah, you can feel it. You'll know what feels right. And you can hear it. So, yeah, that would be wrapping up the Dana 60. Cool. The question is now, guys, which cover do we run? And the chrome one looks really good, but this gold anodized aluminum one will match my valve covers. So, leave it up to you guys to decide which cover we run on the Dana 60. I got gold Moroso valve covers, this gold aluminum cover. And I got the chrome one, which looks really cool too. But leave it up to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright. You want to end it, Dad?
Nope.
Okay. Bye.